Hi English class, welcome to week 3. I'm going to be taking you through some pronoun work, specifically with subject and object pronouns. I'm going to go through slide 4 of your PowerPoint first, just so we can get a better feel of that and make sure we understand it so then I can move along to using that practically with a read aloud today. So on this slide, it says subject and object pronouns. A subject pronoun takes the place of a noun or nouns in the subject of a sentence. In the slide before this, you should have copied down a chart in your journal. This is the first column for our subject pronouns. You may have seen I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. So for example, if I say last summer, Kayla went to Florida. The subject pronoun takes the place of that noun who is the subject of the sentence. So Kayla is the subject of the sentence there. We could take out Kayla and instead put in the third person female since we're talking about Kayla. And so we would use the pronoun she. So she hiked in a park there. So instead of saying Kayla went to Florida, Kayla went surfing, Kayla hiked in a park there, and we keep hearing Kayla over and over, we understand that we're talking about Kayla, so we can then sub out Kayla for she a couple of times to mix up our writing. Then an object pronoun takes the place of a noun that is a direct object or an object of a preposition. It follows an action verb if it's direct object, or it follows a preposition if it's object of a preposition. So let's look at a couple of examples for that one. So for the example, you like to read, the subject pronoun again would be you, and you is a tricky one because it can be a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. That's why I've used it here. So you like to read, you is basically replacing like a person's name. So if I said like Abby likes to read, you would be replacing it if I was talking directly to Abby. The object pronoun, if we look at I admire you for reading, you is the object pronoun here. And if we look back at the definition, it's following a verb, so that's going to make it a direct object of the sentence. If we looked at the same sentence, I admire you for reading, and we looked at I would be a subject pronoun. Now, the next example, for subject pronoun, we'd look at the sentence, it is a great book. So it is the subject pronoun. It's what the sentence is about. So instead of me saying Harry Potter is a great book, Harry Potter has great characters, Harry Potter has my favorite character of Hermione, I could then replace Harry Potter with it sometimes to kind of vary my sentence starters for the subject of the sentence. For the object pronoun, I would look at Tony will read it. Again, it is another one that can be a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. It just depends on how it's being used in the sentence. So Tony will read it. Right before it comes read, which is an action verb. Even will read, we know that as a verb phrase. So the verb comes before it, which shows that it's going to be a direct object of the sentence, and it's an object pronoun. Let's look at the last example at the bottom of the slide. She gave the book to me to put away. What do you think the subject pronoun of that sentence is? If you said she, you are correct. That's the subject pronoun of the sentence. What do you think the object pronoun of the sentence is? If you said me, you are correct. That is the object pronoun. What comes before me is to, and to is a preposition, which makes me the object pronoun, the object of a preposition. And so that's how we know where our object pronoun is and our subject pronoun is. I'm going to pause this PowerPoint for a second and switch over to our book for today. You'll probably need like a post-it note, or you can do this in your journal if you'd like, right at the top, or just any piece of scrap paper to kind of practice on. A note card would work as well. We're going to be taking a look at the book, A Pigeon Takes a Bath. I don't know if you can see that. And what you're going to be doing, kind of like what we did with our article unit, is you'll be tallying down the subject and object pronouns when you hear or see them in the book. If you would like to just do that and just tally when you hear a subject or object pronoun, that's totally fine. If you want to challenge yourself a step further, you can make a specific subject section and an object section. See if you can tell the difference there. If it makes it easier, you can go back to the other slide, slide 3, which looks like this. This chart here with pronouns. This should be in your journal if you've done the PowerPoint before this video. If not, then you can always look at this a little bit on the computer. We'd be looking at the subject pronoun column and the object pronoun column, and those are the only ones we want to work with right now. And so if you'd prefer to challenge yourself, you can make a subject pronoun category and an object pronoun category and see if you can categorize the pronouns as we're hearing them in the book. So I'm going to turn us over to that now. All right, so I hope this works out for you guys to see okay. The first one we're going to do is with this title here. If we're looking at the title of this book, we're going to practice together. So this won't get counted in the total. We're just going to see if we can pick one out. So if we see the pigeon needs a bath, and then we see him all mad saying, I do not, what is the pronoun on that title page? If you chose I, that is correct. And I would specifically be a subject pronoun. So if you're just doing the whole subject and object pronoun, it would count in that list. If you're being more specific in your list tallying, then it would specifically go in the subject pronoun category. That is a first person subject pronoun. So I'm going to go to the next page. It will also be practice, and then we will start the real tallying. All right, so this is our next practice page. If we look up at the top left, it says, hi, I don't know if you've noticed, but the pigeon is filthy. So I could use your help because the pigeon needs a bath. So if we're looking at that top left box, how many pronouns, subject or object, can you notice? You should have noticed two, and actually they're the same one. So I and I, both times, they both count as subject pronouns. So if you're being specific, they'd go on the subject sheet. If you're just being general, then they would go in the general pronoun category for you. And so that's what we'd be looking at there for our last practice before we start the real deal. Okay. We also have the pigeon there saying that that is a matter of opinion. I've moved myself to the center, so hopefully I don't cover too many words if that's possible. But we're going to flip the page here, and then we're going to start our tallying for real. So make sure you're ready with your lists and keep your eyes open. What a kidder. I don't really need a bath. I took one last month. I think it was last month. Clean, dirty. They're just words, right? I feel clean. Maybe you need a bath. Yeah, when was the last time you had a bath? Oh, that was pretty recently. Life is so short. Why waste it on unimportant things like taking a bath? What smell? I don't smell anything. And if I do, it's a very normal smell for a pigeon. You know, in some places, it is impolite to bathe. Bzz, bzz. All these flies buzzing around me are purely coincidental. Pu, yuck. Let's get out of here. Take a bath, dude. Okay, fine. If it means so much to you, I'll take a bath. Whoa, I'm not going to like this one bit. The water is too hot, too cold, too lukewarm, too hot, too wet, too cold, not enough toys, too many toys, too deep, not deep enough, too cold, now it's too hot again, too reflective, that is still too hot. Well, I guess this is okay. Splash! Hey, this is fun. Wash, 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 washy. La la la, singing in the tub. This is the life. I love bubbles. Look at my wrinkly toes. Hello, hello. How are you? I'm fine. I'm a fish. I'm a fish. 10 hours later. Can I stay in the tub forever? All right, so remember, hopefully we're only paying attention to subject pronouns and object pronouns, which were the first two columns on that slide 3 PowerPoint. So words like I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they for subject pronouns. And then for object pronouns, we're looking at me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. And that's it, nothing else on the chart. So here we go for our totals. You can tally up your tallies and we'll see if you match what the correct number is. I'll give you a couple seconds. All right, we're going to start with the total subject and object. So if you were just tallying away subject and objects all together, then this should be the number you got. We're looking at 18 for subject and object pronouns. So if you got 18, awesome job. You found all of them. That's great. If you were someone who split them up into subject pronouns and object pronouns, you had two different categories. The 18 was devised this way. For subject pronouns, you should have gotten 13. There were 13 subject pronouns in that story, which means for object pronoun, we are left with 5 object pronouns. If you got all of those correct, then you are in good shape. If not, keep practicing. It's not a worry for us. You'll have all week to kind of get more acquainted with these topics. Make sure you practice the IXLs. These will reinforce your skills with subject and object pronouns. Take a look at that PowerPoint. If you even want to rewatch the story if you didn't get your numbers just right and try and retally it up, or even specifically write the words down to make sure they're in the right categories, you can do that too to kind of quiz or check yourself. And if you have any questions throughout the week, just send me an email or we can set up a Zoom call if you need that as well. But keep me posted with any questions or concerns you have, and good luck to you guys. Thank you.